Hello and welcome. My name is Casper Johansen and I'm your YouTube philosopher. This video here is about the ancient skeptics that lived in ancient Greece. Have you ever been skeptical about life or what people tell you are the truth and what you should do or what you should not do? Well, the ancient skeptics, they tried to live the skeptical way of life, and that is being skeptical about everything. Should you be skeptical about what people try to say to you is the truth, and what you should believe in and what you should not believe in? For instance, am I telling this truth about this being a video about philosophy? Well, let me show you this book about the ancient skeptics. Something wrong, right? Well, that's because you're not being skeptical enough. This is actually a mirror. See? Now let's just turn this the right way instead. Like so. Now welcome to this video about the ancient skeptics. Let me show you the book again. The original skeptics. They searched, you remember the last video about Epicurus and his philosophy? Well, he searched for what the Greeks call eudaimonia and ataraxia. Eudaimonia and ataraxia, and that's happiness and peace of mind. So the ancient skeptical movement was actually invented or started by one guy, and his name was, just one moment, his name was Pyrrho, and he was actually a soldier in Alexander the Great's army that traveled to India, and they went through many countries, tribes, and so on, and met a lot of different cultures. He discovered there was many kinds of different cultures, many kinds of truths, many kinds of gods and traditions and so on. And so he became skeptical and said to himself, how should I know what the truth is? How should I now become happy and have a peace of mind, this ataraxia and this eudaimonia? How do I get that? That was what he was wondering about. Well, Pyrrho, he found out that he had to live the skeptical life. That's about being skeptical towards all kinds of truths and all kinds of assumptions about life. Well, so I made this silent movie about the skeptical philosophy that should illustrate some ground understanding about their worldview, and afterwards you get back to me and I will tell you more about their philosophy and their worldview as a whole. all philosophy is actually based on trying to show that the world has truth. The world, that we can discover something about the world that is forever the truth, that is exact knowledge. But the problem has been for philosophy since back in this ancient time in Greece, that exact knowledge is very, very hard to get your grips on. What is right? What is wrong? How should I know the truth from one person who says this is the truth to another who says the exact opposite? What should I believe in? Well, the ancient skeptics, they actually tried to live what they call a life that's freedom from disturbance, and try to suspend judgment of all kinds. Let's not judge what is right, what is wrong. Let's not make a judgment. Let's not make a hasty judgment. Let's have freedom from this disturbance of what is right, what is wrong. He said this, the other guy said that. Let's have freedom and peace of mind and suspend our judgment. And that's what they call epoche. Epoche, I hope you can read it, that it's okay. Epoche, and that means this hold, stop. I don't want to make judgment. And this is what the skeptical philosophy is all about. It's about suspending the moment and live without making a judgment. But as I talked about before you saw the silent movie, let's get back to this thing about that it's hard to get a grasp on exact knowledge in life. And that is in some way truth, because there's a lot of things to really be skeptical about, and all philosophy starts, or at least a lot of philosophy has tried to repond and try to avoid skepticism, try to disprove this skeptical argument that you cannot have exact knowledge about anything. But the ancient skeptics didn't believe that. They say you cannot have any exact knowledge about anything, not even the slightest thing. Well, the ancient skeptic had a way of reasoning this, that you cannot have exact knowledge. That is, I can ask you a question like, what is a mockingbird, or any kind of bird? But let's take, what's a mockingbird? And you say, well, it's a specific bird. It's this and this color. It looks like this and this. It makes this certain sound compared to other birds. Oh, all right. And the point goes that at one point I can ask you, if I keep asking question, why do you say this is a mockingbird? Well, it has this characteristic about the voice, the singing voice, specific colors and so on. But at some point I can ask a question that you cannot answer. And that goes even for a lot of scientists. You can take for instance, what is snow? And you can ask a weather guy, what is snow? Well, it's a crystallized particle, or whatever he says. He has very specific scientific answer to give you. And then you can ask into certain elements of the answers he uses to tell you about this snowy particle. Supposedly, at one point, he cannot exactly answer the question that you said, what was this? Let's say he has 10 ways to describe this snowy little particle. And one of them you say, what is this exactly? And he says, he can do two things. He can try to maybe go about answering that question with a former explanation. Or he could say, I really don't know. And this is the point for the skeptical. If he doesn't know about one small but very specific part about this particle, a snowy particle, snow, does he even know what snow is? That's one element he couldn't answer. So does he really know what snow is? Does he really exactly know what snow is? And that's what the skeptics try to make a point, that did you really have exact knowledge when it comes to it? And that's the interesting part about these ancient skeptics. It's not just about being skeptical, what people say is the truth, which culture's on the right side or whatever. It's even about being skeptical about every sort of truth. And the only way to be happy in such a world, which is also our world, because there's a lot of things there's the same thing to be skeptical about these days. But a lot of these skeptic guys were moderate, and they said, well, a lot of our assumption might be true, and they might not be true, but we can trust. They had a way to say this is probably true, but we don't exactly know. And that's also the skeptical life, that you can live after a sort of probabilism, that this is probably true, but I don't exactly know, but somebody has told me that this is the way it is, and you say, it's probably true, but I don't know. That's also a way for some of these skeptical guys to live, that they say, hey, there are just no exact truth. Well, that's all I have about the ancient skeptics. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video. That will mean a lot. Bye bye.